A little bit about us is that we live on the Isle of Wight, so whenever we go anywhere we need to catch a ferry. So this is us driving onto the Wight Link ferry from Yarmouth to Lymington. On this day the ferry was fairly busy, so to enable more cars to fit on, they put us on a deck. We pull up in the car, we park and we sit in the car for a little bit, and in a minute you'll be able to see that the floor is slowly moving up, and as it moves up it allows other vehicles to park underneath us. Once it's safe to do so, the crew will instruct you to leave your car, and it's nice and easy to walk straight into the area where there's lots of seats. One of the advantages of this is as first car's on, there's lots of seats to choose from, which can be a little bit more challenging in the summer. As you sat down, you can see out the window the other vehicles that are going onto the ferry. We were really lucky with the weather. It had been absolutely appalling that morning, and Yarmouth looked really stunning in the summer sun. On the left hand side there is the ticket office, and above it is a restaurant called The Terrace. Yarmouth is the second smallest town in England, and it is also steeped in history. Not only have you got Yarmouth Castle, which was built by Henry VIII in 1547. Next door to it you've got the George, which is now a hotel, which was built by the Governor of the Isle of Wight, Sir Robert Holmes, in 1668. And just behind the George you can see the spire of St James's Church, which was founded in 1614 and sits in the square at Yarmouth. I'm a little bit biased, but I think the west of the island hosts some of the best sunsets in the world. Here you can see the Needles in the background and Fort Albert. Between the Needles and Fort Albert is Colwell Bay, and between Colwell Bay and Hurst Castle is the narrowest part of the Solent at 2.5 miles. crossing between Yarmouth and Lymington is only about 40 minutes long, doesn't really take that long at all. And because we're on the deck, the car's nice and easy to find. It's just through this door here, and we're back onto the car deck. Because we were some of the first cars on, it did mean that it took a little time for us to get off. But as you can see here, it's all really simple. It's literally you drive on and you drive off again. We went on a random Tuesday afternoon, but it appeared to be really busy. As you can see here, all the cars on the right hand side waiting to get on the ferry to go over to the island. One of the advantages of going the Yarmouth-Lymington way, I always find, is getting out of Lymington. 9 times out of 10 you turn left at the end of this road and you go straight up, and it's about 10 minutes to get onto the motorway, and I find that a lot easier. But for whatever reason on this day the traffic seemed really bad as we got round the corner. We got stuck in a little bit of traffic. There is a train that goes from Lymington Pier up to Brockenhurst, and I think maybe the train was crossing, so we made the decision at this point not to go via Lymington and Lyndhurst, but to turn right at the end of this road and go via Marchwood. First of all, I'd like to apologise for the state of my windows in my car. We've never done this before, so we were practicing zooming in and out. But as you can see, we'd had quite a lot of rain that morning, and the overflow of that was going down into the river here. And apologies again, it goes a little bit blurry. And then we were practicing how quickly to sort that out. As I've said before, we've never really done anything like this before, as you can probably tell, but this is our very quick drive through the New Forest. We time-lapsed it for you, but you'll be able to see as we're driving through the horses on the left and right hand side of the road. Because of the horses, it means there's a really strict speed limit of 40 miles an hour. In a minute, as we approach the end of the road, there's a lake on the left hand side, and then we're going to turn right into Beaulieu, which is starting to look really pretty for Christmas. After a 40-minute drive up the M27 and the M3, we had arrived in Winchester.
There was another bumpy road. And it's off my camera skills again.
So turn right?
I don't know, yes, 220 yards.
I think I turned left.
Yeah, it is that. Well, it looked like that way. I can't see now.
It's going to get bumpier.
Just, well, as long as we know.
300 yards, turn right.
As we said previously, this is the first time that we've ever vlogged anything, and we were really practicing for a couple of holidays that we have coming up. But as you can hear, we're not quite used to talking while videoing yet, so we're getting a little bit silly. You probably won't see us in this video, but we will get there eventually.
Those things?
No, now, like, are we?
We're turning right into the lodges.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Maybe we can do those vloggers that, like, just talk to each other normally, like, having a conversation.
330 yards, turn right.
But
Yes, I'm sure people will love it. No swearing though, I'm guessing. I'd
I
have
can
to-
beep it. Oh look, we have to look for our names.
Arrive at your destination.
One. Two.
Arrive at South Winchester Lodges.
Is that two?
Yep.
Arrived.
I have arrived. Three.
There's a good amount of parking too.
Now, when we got out of the car, we had every intention of vlogging when we got inside, but we were really overwhelmed with how beautiful it was. So as you can see, I came back a couple of hours later, once we were all moved in, everything was unpacked, and we were cooking dinner. So when you first go in, there's a little lobby, and on the left-hand side is a utility room. And in the utility room, you've got a fridge freezer with loads of room in it, an ironing board, iron, fan for the summer, and also the boiler. We were staying in a 3-bedroom lodge with a hot tub outside. This is the first bedroom. It's a twin bedroom. The light wasn't particularly good in this room, and also there were no plugs next to the bed, so you couldn't charge anything overnight. Along the hallway was the second twin bedroom. The lighting was a lot better in here. There was also a big double wardrobe, should you have lots of clothes with you. We didn't use this room at all, but we were planning on having other people staying with us. Across the hallway was a good sized family bathroom, had a bath, a shower, plenty of towels in it, and both the bathrooms in the lodges were really clean. The third bedroom was the master bedroom. It was 2 twin beds pushed together. The bed was really comfortable and I had no problems with plugging anything in next to the bed. And it had an ensuite which was really clean and a really nice shower in it. When we arrived, there was a welcome tray for us with a tea and coffee, shortbread, crisps, apple juice, and there was milk in the fridge. It was a really nice touch. Outside on the decking, there was a barbecue that you could use, a good sized table for eating outside, and also the hot tub. It's not really a criticism, more of an observation, but we didn't think that the hot tub was particularly private, and we were concerned that other people would be able to see us. And also the solar powered lights seemed to be not very bright when we were out there, though we were out there quite late that evening.
Yes, maybe. Let's put that back into the TV wall.
The putting green that was just in front of the lodge could be used by anybody, and it wasn't until the next day that we noticed that there were balls and clubs down in the corner that we could use should we have wanted to. The morning that we left, we were really impressed to see that they completely emptied and cleaned out the hot tub for the next people that were coming.
Get a voiceover.
Left, then turn right.
Okay.
South Winchester lodges sit next door to Winchester Golf Club, so the morning that we left we drove down to have a look at the golf club and were surprised to find how pretty it was down there.
That is very pretty, isn't it?
We booked South Winchester lodges to celebrate my graduation on the Wednesday after we travelled. It was the perfect place to stay for graduation. We were 20 minutes outside Winchester. We booked a taxi at 10:30 to pick us up, and then after the graduation ceremony I was able to come back to the lodge with my friends and family to celebrate. We had afternoon tea delivered, and the next day we didn't have to do any washing up because we just had to pack it all up and someone came and picked it up for us. After my graduation, I wanted somewhere that I could relax with everybody and that was cosy, and definitely South Winchester lodges was that, and I would recommend it to anybody for this type of celebration.